Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Virtual University and Degree Information Fair. All week long, we've been showcasing some of Seneca's diploma to degree pathways partners and providing lots of information to students about the available opportunities with transferring and pathways. If for any reason you are unable to attend a session, you can get caught up as all of the sessions have been recorded and will be posted on our website by the end of today. My name is Jennifer Kloosterman, and I work in the Academic Pathways office here at Seneca Polytechnic. If at any time you require any support or have any questions about the diploma to degree pathways that are available either at Seneca or beyond at one of Seneca's partner institutions, please connect with us. This morning, we're happy to have Jake from the University of Guelph to give us some information about pathways and the University of Guelph as a whole. After the short presentation, we will have some time for questions. So if you wanted to pop any questions into the chat, we will get to those at the end. So thank you for joining, and I'll pass it over to you, Jake.
Thank you, Jennifer, for that introduction. I really appreciate being invited to this, and I do hope that the presentation I have prepared is very helpful for all the students who've shown up. So thank you as well for everyone who is in attendance today. Just going to share my slide up here. Hopefully that looks good.
It's good.
Okay, so let's get going. So hello everyone again. I hope you're having a wonderful day and thank you for coming to this webinar. I'm going to try and keep it around 20 minutes and then we'll have around 10 minutes for questions afterwards. But again, as we said at the beginning, there will be a recording. So if you feel like I go over anything too fast, you can ask at the end or definitely check out the recording later. Just like to acknowledge that the University of Guelph campuses reside within the lands of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum. We recognize that the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lunepiwak, and Huron-Wendat peoples have inhabited these lands for centuries, and we respect their enduring relationships with these lands. We are committed towards decolonization and reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, as well as enhancing our support for and engagement of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students. So a little bit about me. My name is Jake, and I graduated from the University of Guelph's Bachelor of Arts program with a major in history. And I enjoyed my time at Guelph so much that I actually stayed for 2 more years and I completed a master's in history and gender studies. During my time on campus, I got involved in all kinds of activities and different organizations. And I was able to build really strong relationships with both other students and faculty members in my program when I was a student. Some of my highlights include studying for a semester abroad in Shanghai. I helped to publish an undergraduate student journal. And when I was in my master's and working as a TA, I really enjoyed being able to help first-year students in their classes and kind of adjust to university life. So in this presentation, we're going to go over the city of Guelph and the university in a general sense. Then most of our time is going to be spent on the transfer application process, but we're also going to touch on some important factors like financing education, and then campus and student life near the end. And again, everything is going to be recorded and there are QR codes throughout the presentation as well. So if you do want to scan those and open up those pages for extra information, you are certainly free to do so. So I am going to cover a lot of useful information, but one of the best ways to really know if Guelph is the best place for you is to come and take a tour. I visited campus before I applied in my undergrad, and the campus tour was the kind of last thing that made University of Guelph my #1 choice when I was applying. So our campus is in the heart of Guelph, Ontario, which has been labeled one of the top 10 places to live in all of Canada. It's a great balance between city life and small town friendliness, where you can kayak on the Speed River. We have a 200-year-old farmers market and lots of art shows and different like craft vending events that happen throughout the year. So there's lots of different ways to kind of be involved in the community in some fun and dynamic ways. And we are also 1 hour away from Toronto, so we're still close by to Toronto and the general GTA. That means students can easily commute from Toronto, Kitchener-Waterloo, Hamilton. Of course, a lot of students do enjoy living directly in the city as well. So we are a mid-sized, comprehensive, and research-intensive university, and we're known as having a very friendly and welcoming community. We receive over $146 million in annual research funding, and we also have one of the highest percentages of female STEM students nationally. I chose Guelph because I really enjoyed the community and the campus, and I was looking for somewhere large enough to have the amenities of a big city, but also small enough to build a strong social connection and have those kind of community supports both on campus and in the city. At the University of Guelph, we believe that every student who is academically qualified to attend university should be able to, regardless of financial obstacles. That's why we offer over $45 million in scholarships and bursaries every single year. On our admissions website, you can see the different ways Guelph supports students financially. One of those is the 4,000 on-campus student jobs that we provide every single year, but there's also the support of financial aid counselors, the administration of government student loans, and to find some of our awards that we have on campus, you can check out our scholarship search tool, which allows you to filter awards based on your program and other criteria. So the University of Guelph offers 15 undergraduate degree programs with over 85 different majors and specializations. You can see them all if you check out this QR code and the website that's on screen now. Our largest programs are the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Commerce, and the Bachelor of Engineering. But we do also offer very specialized degrees. A few of those are the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, the Bachelor of One Health, as well as the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program. You can also choose to complement your degree with over 60 minors. We have a strong focus on experiential learning, and there's lots of opportunities to study abroad and take your learning outside the classroom in various different ways. Like I said earlier, so I took an experiential learning course where I helped to publish an undergraduate student journal. And in my third year, I studied abroad in Shanghai. I also completed a summer course in Greece. So there's lots of different ways to get out of the classroom in that sense. In addition, we have unique pathways with the Ontario colleges that can set you up to earn your university degree in a related field, but we are going to touch on that a little bit in more detail soon. First, we're going to start off with the transfer admission requirements. There are a lot of important pieces of information on the screen or in this section, but again, QR code if you do want to open that page and have that more on hand as we go through. So the minimum cumulative average required to be considered for admission varies on program. We encourage you to visit our website and find the minimum required cumulative average for the program that you're interested in applying for. Transfer applicants must have completed the 4U level prerequisite courses or the equivalents for the program that they're applying to. You must provide your high school transcripts as part of your transfer application as well. High school transcripts are used to confirm that you have graduated high school and that you have the prerequisite courses that your program needs. However, your post-secondary marks are the main factor that the admission committee will consider for your admission. Anyone who has attended post-secondary school is considered a transfer applicant. This is true even if you attended the institution 15 years ago. You're still going to be considered a transfer student, and you wouldn't be considered a mature student. To be considered for admission as a transfer student, you must have completed at least 1 year of full-time study in a 2 or 3-year diploma program, or 1 semester of full-time study in a degree program. So to apply to the University of Guelph as a transfer student, you will need to submit an application on the Ontario University Application Centre, or OUAC. You can apply using the QR code on screen now, which will take you to the OUAC website. Once you apply through OUAC, your application is forwarded to our admission processing team. We will start with your application file, determine which documents are required, and assign you a University of Guelph email account and web advisor account. This initial step will be conveyed to you by email, the email that you used to apply to us with. But after that, all the communications that we are going to share with you will be using your Guelph email account and your WebAdvisor account. Your WebAdvisor allows you to track the status of your application, and you can see the documents required on your WebAdvisor account as well. Please note on OUAC that there is no direct entry to the biomedical science or the animal biology majors. If you apply to one of these majors, you'll be considered for a different major in the same program. Transfer students are also not eligible for direct entry into co-op. Those who apply for co-op will be considered for the regular program, and once you are a student at the University of Guelph, you can connect with your academic advisor to determine whether you're eligible for the co-op or not. And there's more information about this on the Co-op and Career Education Services webpage as well. Before we can consider your application complete and send it forward for review, we need the transcripts from the schools that you've attended. This includes high school transcripts and all of the post-secondary transcripts, current or past. If there are significant gaps of time between your studies, you'll need to tell us what those activities were. So for example, if you're working or traveling or caring for a family member, we just need a note explaining the gap. We do accept unofficial documents and unofficial transcripts, and those can be used to consider or to provide a conditional offer of admission. This means you can submit transcripts in your possession that have already been opened, and if you meet the requirements, you could get a conditional offer. If you do get a conditional offer based on the unofficial transcripts, you'll need to arrange the submission of official copies by a certain date that will be outlined in your offer letter. You can submit the unofficial transcripts through the upload function under My Documents on WebAdvisor. You can upload one PDF per file, and if you have attended more than one institution, we'll provide like additional upload options on the website for you. Once a document is properly uploaded, it will be marked as received in the WebAdvisor account. Once we have received your documents, your file is complete, and your application will be forwarded to the admission counselor that is responsible for your program that you've applied for. The admission counselors work with the admission committees to evaluate the applications and make admission decisions. Once the admission counselor has received your file, they will evaluate to see if you can receive a conditional offer based on the current information, the grades that we have. If more information is needed, we will update that status on WebAdvisor to communicate that your file is on hold until we receive additional documents. Usually, this would mean the final grades for the courses that you're currently enrolled in. This stage of the application can take several weeks depending where we are in the admission cycle and when the admission committee is able to meet. We try to communicate any decision with you as soon as possible, but there are a lot of factors that go into this process. So I mentioned the committee meetings, the deadline for different documents, earlier entry points, and just kind of like general workflow. The timelines we are sharing with you today are rough estimates, but ultimately when you hear back for an offer depends on the volume of work coming in the office, and like transfer student applications are assessed each one individually, so it can take some time, and around document deadlines we do experience a little bit of a bottleneck, so we appreciate patience and we are trying to get through those as fast as possible. So here are the application and document submission deadlines for the next few entry points. So we've already done winter. You can ignore the winter one. The application deadline is the date by when you need to submit your application on OUAC and pay the application fee. And then the document submission deadline is the date by when all of your documents must be received by the admission services team at the University of Guelph. The deadline to apply for admission for the next available entry point is that summer 2026. The application deadline is May 1st, and the documents are due on April 1st. Please note that We do have these different entry points, but not all of the entry points apply for every major. So you need to make sure that the major you're applying for allows for the entry point that you'd like to apply for as well. These summer and full entry points are open right now on OUAC. So if you'd like to apply, you can start right away. And again, you can use the QR code or just go to the OUAC website. Most programs review applications and extend offers of admission on a continuing and rolling basis. For this reason, you're encouraged strongly to apply and submit your documents before these deadlines as early as you can. It is also important to note that if you're interested in the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, you need to have submitted an application by March 1st. So Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, they have a background information form that is mandatory in order to be considered for this program, as does the Diploma in Turfgrass Management, and the documents or the deadline for both of these documents is March 1st. Transfer applicants are also welcome to submit a personal support letter to supplement their application. This letter is generally optional unless it is specifically requested in your document section on the WebAdvisor account. There are no specific guidelines or content for formatting other than like make it a Word or a PDF document, and it's generally 1 or 2 pages long. It's generally used to provide additional context to your application, let us know your education history, and why you think the University of Guelph would be a good fit for you. Now we're going to move on to transfer credits. So to evaluate and assess your transcript for transfer credits, the admission counselor will look at your transcript and compare it to all of the University of Guelph's current existing credit equivalency database. If a course has not been evaluated and added to our database, then the counselor might request outlines in order to consult with faculty in order to do an accurate assessment. Please note that we do not offer pre-assessments for transfer credit, and to learn how many credits you're going to receive, you will have to submit an application. Successful applicants are notified of their transfer credit in the offer of admission. And the exception to this is the Bachelor of Engineering. Just because of the program's accreditation process, transfer credits take longer to assess. So for transfer students who have studied in a diploma program, we offer credits up to 5 credits for a completed 2-year diploma and 10 credits for a completed 3-year diploma. Typically, a student will take 5 credits in a year. So 5 credits would be 1 year, 10 credits would be 2 years of full-time undergraduate study. For degree, credits are assessed individually and are generally assessed for each degree level credit that's been completed. If you complete a course that is not in an academic discipline available at the University of Guelph, generally those will be assigned as generic credits. So if you do a 2nd-year social work course, it would show up as like a 2nd-year social science just because we don't have a social work program. So it's important to highlight that if you receive, say, 10 credits, that would be equivalent to 2 years or 4 full-time semesters of undergraduate study, but maybe not all of those 10 credits are going to contribute directly towards your application or to your graduation. They can still be used to cover electives, but you might have to take some 1st-year or 2nd-year courses to catch up in order to fulfill the requirements for your program. So for pathways and articulations, this one is a little bit different, and I do encourage you to check out our pathways website to get the added details. So a pathway is an agreement that links graduates of a certain diploma program to a degree program, and normally they have a lot of crossover. So for example, students who have done a diploma in early childhood education can access the pathway into the Bachelor of Applied Science with the major of Child Studies. In these pathways, there are many specific admission requirements that differ from the general college transfer requirements, so it is important to keep an eye on those. Pathway programs have been pre-assessed for transfer credit, and you receive a standard block of credit. And Seneca has pathways from biotechnology diploma, the computer programming and analysis, early childhood education, and a few more. So if you are thinking of those pathways, definitely go online for some extra detail. So I know we're close to my 20-minute timer, so I'm just going to quickly go through these end slides on student life. So living in Guelph, you can apply for residence on campus as a transfer student, but we also have many off-campus student housing options available, and we also have off-campus living support. So if you need help finding rentals, we have the Off-Campus Student Housing Association. Guelph is a great place to live, and I do encourage you to weigh your options. If you want to commute, live locally, there are supports there if you want to be on campus or off campus. We are also the #1 ranked campus food in all of Canada. We've had that for over 10 years. So if you are living on campus or living nearby, then that is one of the main benefits as well. If you do come from a tour, definitely check out our food. It's a huge highlight of our university. When it comes to athletics, so our athletic center is newly built, and we have all kinds of facilities, including a 20,000 square foot fitness center, a 40-foot rock climbing gym, Olympic-sized swimming pools, and if you are interested in varsity sports, we have over 40 available. There's also intramurals, so we have over 12,000 students who have competed in the last academic year, and clubs and intramurals are free for all students, so there's no need for any extra fees. And in total, we have over 300 clubs on campus covering all kinds of interests and identity. So I encourage you to check those out and find ways to get involved and kind of build those connections on campus while you are a student. Okay, we're right at my 20-minute timer, so that's going to bring us to the end of the presentation section. You can see my email here, transferinfo@uoguelph.ca, and the transfer student experience contact person is Jen, and her email is also available. So if you do have any questions that come up after this presentation, definitely feel free to reach out. And the last thing I'd like to highlight is we do have our Transfer at Guelph event coming up on Wednesday, February 25th. That is our main in-person campus event happening this year for transfer students. So if you do want to come, we have a tour. You can connect with the admission counselors. There's a lot of other resources available. You can try the food. Yeah, so if you are thinking about a transfer at University of Guelph, Transfer at Guelph is the best way to do that, and you can sign up on our admissions event page. Okay, I'm going to stop there and we can move over to questions.
Thanks so much, Jake. Lots of great info there for our students. There are some questions that have come through, specifically around your veterinary program, the DVM.
Yeah.
Is there, like, I don't know if you have, a details about that. Is there somewhere that our students can get all their questions answered about preparing for that?
Yeah, so the DVM program does have their own proprietary website where they have a pretty comprehensive outline of like what you need to do and the courses you need and everything. My quick overview of that process is to get into DVM, you need to study in an undergraduate degree program for a minimum of 2 years. And there's 8 prerequisite courses that you need to complete, and there's a certain amount of experience required. So those 8 courses are in our programs, like animal biology, animal science, zoology. Very easy to get those courses required. Guelph is the vet school. We're #1 in Canada, top 10 in the entire world. So the experience is also on campus. You can get lots of opportunities, and then it's just a matter of studying for 2 years. So that's the general overview. Your courses, 2 year study, experience working with animals, and then you're able to apply.
Perfect, thank you. So I did post into the chat for the students. There is a link there to that DVM page, and I know there is a link there for students to connect. You were speaking about a note that may be required. Is that for any gaps in education?
Yeah, so that would be included in the support letter if there are significant gaps. It would be requested if it's like several years, like a significant period of time between education, it would be requested. But generally speaking, if it's like 1 or 2 years between degrees or something, it wouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, that's just something you would include on your support letter.
Okay. And that would be requested. So a student can just wait, and if it's requested, they could go ahead
Yeah,
and do that.
yeah.
Okay.
Any student can submit it optionally, but it's under those special circumstances where it would actually be asked for on WebAdvisor.
Okay, perfect. Another question, I don't know if you'll know the answer about masters, and in the English proficiency that would be required.
So yeah, I'm not as familiar with the graduate studies process. I do know that if you complete a degree or a diploma in English in Canada and the language of instruction is English, then we wouldn't require additional English proficiency tests. Um, yeah, but I'm not as familiar with the graduate process, so I can't speak for that
Yeah,
for certain.
no problem. Another question here. So, for example, can I apply with my fall semester transcript for a conditional acceptance and later after graduation, summer 2026, upload my winter transcript for a final decision?
Yeah, so you can apply with the fall for the unofficial transcript. If you get grades for like midterm grades for the winter courses, then you would be able to supplement your application with those as well. It's unlikely to get a full conditional offer just with the fall, but if you have full transcript plus some winter midterm grades, then that should be enough to receive a conditional offer. And then just whenever those winter courses are done, you can submit the final transcript with all the final grades, and then that should be okay.
Okay, great. Um, does the real estate management course have a pathway?
That one does not, so you would just be applying as a regular transfer student.
Okay. If someone completed their high school in a different country, do they translate and use it?
So we would need the high school transcript, but we don't provide a translation service, so that would have to be translated through like a third party and then submitted to us.
Sorry, I'm just going through these here. Um, so someone's asking about pathways for someone in an environmental related diploma. So, Rebecca, all of the pathways that we have with the University of Guelph are outlined in the guide. So if you look onto your program page, you'll see those listed. I'm not sure if Jake has anything to add on that.
Yeah, I think for environmental, the best pathway is like we have biotechnology, which can be pathwayed into biological science, biochem, microbiology, and molecular biology. Biological science is a general biological science degree, and that can be used for people, plants, animals, like anything biology related. So if you're in the biotechnology diploma, I'd say that biological science is a good major if you are interested in the pathway. Other than that, you would just be looking to apply not on a pathway, but like the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science. Uh, that program doesn't have pathways, but it does have a lot of majors in there that are 100% environmental science the whole time. So
All right, so I do see another question someone's just typing, so we'll get to that. And again, if any students are looking to see what pathways exist for their program, you can log on to your program page at Seneca or the degree transfer guide, and all of the different pathways for your program will be listed, along with all of the transfer credit and admission requirement details. I'm applying for a pathway. Is there anything different than applying as just a transfer student?
yeah, so it does depend on which pathway you're speaking about, because each one has some small little differences between the general like transfer application. Mostly though, it's like there is a lot of crossover. For example, if you're looking at early childhood education pathway, the grade requirements are a little bit different compared to a regular transfer into child studies not along that pathway. So I'd say check out the Pathways website. All the specifics are listed for each pathway there, unless you do name the pathway that you're looking at, and then I can just tell you.
Yeah, so it's police foundations into criminal justice.
Okay, so that one. So I'll let you in on what I've heard is we're developing a specific pathway for police foundations right now. That's something that we have been working on. It's not currently posted on the Pathways website, so I anticipate it's going to be like made available at some point soon. But police foundations, speaking as of January 30th, doesn't have a specific pathway. You would just be applying as a regular transfer student. So on our general transfer information page, you could look at the Bachelor of Arts. You can see our majors there, so like criminal justice, public policy, justice and legal studies. From a diploma, the minimum admission average is a 70%, and we just need an English, like a 4U English or equivalent course for that. So applying from police foundations into Bachelor of Arts, you can just apply as a regular transfer student, but not currently on a specific pathway.
Perfect. So I think that's all of the questions that we have for today. Thank you so much to Jake for joining us and giving us all this great information. Again, for the students that are here, if you have any follow-up questions, there is the Guelph site as well as the pathways and the email all into the chat. And if you need any further support or have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us in the Academic Pathways office. And if we need to connect you with one of our university partners, we can definitely do that too. So thanks everyone for joining today, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.